I want to talk a little bit about how work and energy play along with each other. So we know from the equation that I had a couple of slides ago that I can calculate the amount of work that an individual force does on a system. But we know that if I have a system, even one as simple as this book, I might have a lot of different forces acting on it, right? If I think about I'm moving this book kind of all around like so, I know that there's a force by me on the book. In fact, there might be both a normal force and a frictional force by me on the book. There could be a force by the air on the book from the air molecules. There's a gravitational force on the book by the earth, right? A lot of different forces. So if I want to know something about how much the energy of the book actually changes, I'm going to need to figure out the net work done by all of the external forces, right? So I'll kind of need to go through one by one and figure out how much work does the gravitational force do? How much work does my force do? How much work does the air resistance force do? And I'll need to add up all of those works. And at that point, I can say, okay, now I know all the different ways in which the energy of the system might be changing. I'm going to say that that net work is equal to the change in total energy of the system. And this is a really powerful fundamental physical law, which we'll call the Work-Energy Theorem. And we'll basically be using it over the next couple of weeks. I'll say one last thing here about the Work-Energy Theorem, which is that anytime you're working with really any physical system, but especially when you're thinking about energy, it is absolutely critical to make sure that you are very clear about what is in your system, right? I can think about me changing the energy of this book, right? That is me doing work on the book. But I could, if I wanted to, think about a system that is me plus the book, right? And then this happening is now not necessarily going to be viewed from the same perspective as it was when I was just thinking of the book. So that's something to be careful about going forward.